a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Sarah, Duchess of York. Sarah, Duchess of York, also referred to by the nickname Fergie, is a British writer, charity patron, public speaker, film producer, and television personality. She is the former wife of Prince Andrew, Duke of York, the second son of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Sarah is the younger daughter of Major Ronald Ferguson and Susan Barrantes. She has two daughters, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, who are respectively 8th and 9th in the line of succession to the British throne. Early life. Sarah Margaret Ferguson was born on 15 October 1959 at London Welbeck Hospital. She is the second daughter of Major Ronald Ferguson and his first wife, Susan, after Sarah's parents divorced in 1974. Her mother married polo player Hector Barrantes in 1975 and moved to Trenc-Lorquin in the Argentine Pampas. Sarah stayed at the 480-acre Dummer Down farm at Dummer, Hampshire, her father's home since age 8. Major Ferguson married Susan Deptford in 1976 and had 3 more children, Andrew, Alice, and Elizabeth. Sarah attended Daneshill School, Stratfield Turgis. The staff of the school described her as a courageous, bubbly, and outgoing little girl. She then attended Hurst Lodge School in Ascot. She did not shine academically, but showed talent in swimming and tennis. After finishing a course at Queen's Secretarial College at the age of 18, Sarah went to work for an art gallery. Later she worked in 2 public relations firms in London, and then for a publishing company. During her youth she dated Kim Smith Bingham, a stockbroker, and Paddy McNally, a motor racing manager 22 years her senior. She lived with both men. Marriage to Prince Andrew. On the 19th of March 1986, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson announced their engagement. Prince Andrew had known Ferguson since childhood, and they had met occasionally at polo matches, and became reacquainted with each other at Royal Ascot in 1985. Also prior to their engagement, Ferguson had accompanied the Princess of Wales during her official tour of Andrew's ship HMS Brazen. Prince Andrew designed the engagement ring himself. It consists of 10 diamonds surrounding a Burmese ruby. He chose the Burmese ruby to complement Sarah's red hair. With her fun spirit and friendly approach, she was initially considered to be a good addition to the royal family. After securing the Queen's permission, Andrew and Sarah were married in Westminster Abbey on the 23rd of July 1986. The Queen bestowed the title Duke of York upon Prince Andrew, and, as his new wife, Sarah automatically assumed her husband's royal and ducal status and became Her Royal Highness the Duchess of York. As Duchess of York, Sarah joined her husband in carrying out royal engagements, including official overseas visits. On the 22nd of January 1988, during the trip to New York to attend a fundraising event, the Duchess was attacked by a young man at the entrance of her hotel. The man, who was screaming, "Murderers 3/8", and had the Irish Republican Army flag in his hands when he rushed at Sarah, was charged with attempted assault on the Duchess and assault on a federal agent. Later a State Department press officer stated that she was unharmed in the incident. In March 1988, the Duke and Duchess of York visited California. The trip was described by 2 British newspapers as a brash, vulgar, excessive, weak-humoured exhibition by 2 royals. The couple were defended by city officials of Los Angeles who stated that the criticism was awful and offending, and observers described the Duke and his wife's behavior as friendly, and said that they fulfilled their duties. The couple became parents on the 8th of August 1988, with the birth of their daughter, Beatrice Elizabeth Mary. In September, the couple went on an official tour to Australia. Their second child, another daughter, Eugenie Victoria Helena, was born on the 23rd of March 1990. During her marriage, the tabloid press ridiculed the Duchess after her weight climbed to 15 st, labeling her unflatteringly as the Duchess of Pork. Separation and divorce. Biographer Sarah Bradford argued in her book that Sarah was unable to deal with her husband's duties as a naval officer, which required him to stay away from home for long periods. By 1991, the marriage was in trouble, and the couple had drifted apart. While her husband was away on naval or royal duties, the Duchess was frequently seen in the company of other men, notably Texan multimillionaire Steve Wyatt. The Duke and Duchess of York announced their separation on the 19th of March 1992. Following the separation, the palace announced that the Duchess would no longer carry out public engagements on behalf of the Queen. Furthermore, the Queen announced in a statement that she would not take responsibility for Sarah's debts. In August 1992, surreptitiously taken photographs of the Duchess sunbathing topless with John Bryan, an American financial manager, were published in the British tabloid Daily Mirror. The Duchess endured widespread public ridicule, contributing to her further estrangement from the British royal family. In 1995, Prince Andrew's aunt Princess Margaret, who had received a bouquet of flowers sent by Sarah, reportedly wrote in a letter to the Duchess, "You have done more to bring shame on the family than could ever have been imagined." After 4 years of official separation, the Duke and Duchess announced the mutual decision to divorce in May 1996. In the years after her divorce, the Duchess claimed that she had received £15,000 a year as a divorce settlement and cited her deal as a spokeswoman with Weight Watchers as her main source of income. However, subsequent information given by senior officials to the Sunday Telegraph revealed that Sarah had received a lump sum settlement of £3 million. The couple shared the custody of their children. By her divorce on the 30th of May 1996, she retained the style Her Royal Highness with the style of other divorced peeresses, eliminating the preface, the, before, Duchess of York. However, in accordance with letters patent issued in August 1996 regulating post-divorce royal titles, Sarah ceased being a Royal Highness, as she was no longer married to the Duke of York. Her current name, thus, is Sarah, Duchess of York. Should she marry again, Sarah would lose the use of the style of Duchess of York. Since the divorce, Sarah still attends some functions with her daughters, such as the investitures of the Duke of York into the Royal Victorian Order and the Order of the Garter and Royal Ascot. On those occasions she is afforded the courtesy of treatment as a member of the royal family. The Lord Chamberlain's Diamond Jubilee guidelines mention the Duchess specifically as being a member of the royal family. Sarah even hinted at the idea of remarrying Andrew in several interviews. In August 2013, Sarah was invited to stay at Balmoral Castle with Prince Andrew and their daughters as guests of the Queen. And in September 2013, in response to a question about the possibility of remarrying Andrew, Sarah said, "He's still my handsome prince, he'll always be my handsome prince." She was not invited to the 2011 wedding of Prince William and Catherine Middleton, but she attended the wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in 2018. However, she did not receive an invitation to the evening reception at Frogmore House hosted by Prince Charles and was reportedly deeply upset by her exclusion. Personal life after divorce. After her divorce, the British tabloids became critical of Sarah's lifestyle. It was alleged that she lost €250,000 worth of jewels in 1995, while travelling with her dresser Jane Andrews, who was suspected of stealing them. The Duchess's commercial interests have included an 11-year endorsement with Weight Watchers, product development and promotion with Wedgwood and Avon. In the mid-1990s, the Duchess reportedly had a £4.2 million deficit in her bank account, which she paid off by going on a 4-year earning spree in the US. Until 2004, the Duke of York and his former wife shared the family's home, Sunning Hill Park in Berkshire. That year, the Duke moved to the refurbished Royal Lodge in Windsor Great Park, previously the home of his grandmother, who resided there until her death in 2002. In 2007, the Duchess rented the neighbouring Dolphin House. A fire at Dolphin House in 2008 caused her to vacate the premises and move into Royal Lodge with her former husband. In 2009, Sarah participated in a much criticised ITV experiment, in which she joined families in a council estate to advise them on proper living. She stayed for 10 days in Northern Moor, a suburb area in Wythenshawe. Manchester, England, and the result was The Duchess on the Estate, transmitted on ITV1 on the 18th of August 2009. A previous, similar television venture, The Duchess in Hull, in which Sarah advised lower-income families on diet and behaviour, received similar criticism. In 2015, the Duchess assumed residence in Verbier, Switzerland, where she and the Duke of York own a £13 million chalet. She applied for Swiss residency in 2016. She also maintains a rented apartment in Eaton Square in London and a room at Royal Lodge. In April 2016, Sarah was named in the Panama Papers. Cash for access. In May 2010, Sarah was filmed by the News of the World offering Mirza Mahmood, an undercover reporter posing as an Indian businessman, access to Prince Andrew for £500,000, on the video made as a documentary source for the story, which is publicly available. Sarah is heard to say that, £500,000 when you can, to me, open doors. She is seen taking away a briefcase containing $40,000 in cash. Exposure surrounding the incident increased Sarah's public profile and notoriety. Sterling Publishers substantially increased the print run of Ashley Learns About Strangers, the Duchess's latest book for children. However, the notoriety did not translate into additional book sales. In an interview with Oprah Winfrey, Sarah explained her behavior by saying that she had been drinking prior to soliciting the cash, and was in the gutter at that moment. She also claimed that her intention was initially to help a friend who needed $38,000 urgently, but she ultimately asked for more money due to her own financial problems. In November 2016, it was reported that Sarah intended to sue News Group newspapers and its owner Rupert Murdoch for £25 million in damages, citing her loss in earnings, as well as the subsequent distress that the media sting brought to her as the main reasons. In January 2018, it was reported that the actual amount the Duchess was seeking was £45 million. Further debt problems. It was reported in August 2010 that the Duchess might declare voluntary bankruptcy with debts of £5 million, though other sources had suggested she owed about £2 million. In March 2011, it was reported that Jeffrey Epstein had helped the Duchess avoid bankruptcy by paying off some of her debts. The payments were reportedly made after intervention from the Duke of York. In the summer of 2011, Finding Sarah aired on the OWN network. One episode of the US-filmed reality series depicted Sarah meeting with Suze Orman, the internationally known financial advisor, receiving from Orman a strict lecture and practical advice on how to resolve her financial issues. Criminal charges and international arrest warrant. On the 13th of January 2012, the Ministry of Justice of Turkey issued an international arrest warrant for the Duchess. She had travelled to Turkey in 2008 and covertly filmed a Turkish state orphanage. The Turkish authorities alleged that the Duchess made a false declaration when entering the country, trespassed into a Turkish government institution and also invaded the privacy of children. These charges carry sentences of up to 22 years imprisonment. Turkey and Britain have an extradition treaty. However, Home Office officials have stated, under UK extradition law, a judge must order the discharge of an extradition request, if it is not an offence under UK law and in the country requesting extradition. In this case there is no offence in UK law, so there will be no extradition. Turkey maintains that the Duchess distorted information about the orphanage and used an isolated incident in a smear campaign against the Republic of Turkey. Turkey invited international human rights organizations to inspect any orphanage of its choosing to show its transparency in relation to the issue. On the 5th of May 2012, the trial began into the charges brought by the Ankara State Prosecutor's Office. Cansu Sain, representing Ferguson, who was not present, told the Ankara court that her client has apologized and would like to plea bargain with the prosecution. Charity work. Since her marriage to Prince Andrew, and continuing after the divorce, Sarah has been involved with a number of charities. In 1990, the Duchess became patron of the Teenage Cancer Trust. Sarah has since opened most of the charity's various units, including those at Middlesex Hospital, University College London, St James's University Hospital, Cardiff University Hospital, and Royal Marsden Hospital. In 1993, the Duchess founded Children in Crisis, a children's charity focused on education and grant-making to international programs. The Duchess serves as founder and life president. She founded the charity after meeting a young cancer victim named Anya during her visit to Poland in 1992. In June 1998, the Duchess made a brief trip to Bethesda in order to receive an award from the Journal of Women's Health. She also visited the National Institutes of Health Clinical Center. NIH Associate Director for Communications said, "The Duchess has many opportunities to talk to women via television, at lectures and through print media interviews, and was interested in learning from NIH scientists what major health messages she should deliver to women, based on the research conducted through NIH." The panelists briefed Sarah on medical research topics and major health messages regarding women. Information was shared on the Women's Health Initiative, obesity, breast cancer, and osteoporosis. Sarah, whose elder daughter Beatrice was diagnosed with dyslexia at the age of 7, became a patron of Springboard for Children, a charity that helps students who struggle with reading and writing. Sarah has also described herself as a little bit dyslexic. In 2003, the Duchess joined the American Cancer Society at a congressional briefing. Sarah, Duchess of York, was a founding supporter of the American Cancer Society's Great American Weigh-In, an annual campaign aimed at raising awareness of the link between excess weight and cancer. In 2006, the Duchess established the Sarah Ferguson Foundation based in Toronto, which derives funds from Sarah's commercial work and private donations with the aim of supporting charities internationally that serve children and families in dire need. Included under this umbrella organisation is her patronage and support of several British charities, including Mental Disability Rights International, the African Caribbean Leukemia Trust, Tommy's, the Motor Neuron Disease Association, and Care International. In 2008, the Duchess became patron of Humanitas, a charity focused on providing children with education, healthcare and family support. In 2010, the Duchess became a supporter of the Mullany Fund, whose aim is to support British students wishing to study medicine or physiotherapy. In 2011, the Duchess became the global ambassador for Not for Sale, a charity focused on human slavery. In 2013, the Duchess, along with her former husband, the Duke of York, and their daughters, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, founded Key to Freedom, a business structure for women in vulnerable situations in India who can sell their wares through the British retailer Topshop. In 2014, the Duchess was appointed an ambassador for the Institute of Global Health Innovation at Imperial College London. In 2015, the Duchess revealed her special connection with India and polo when she attended as a chief guest of HVR Baroda Cup in New Delhi, India under the invitation of Harshavardhan Reddy, chairman of HVR Sports. In 2016, the Duchess collaborated with British contemporary artist Teddy M and her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, to create the first ever royal graffiti. The painting, titled Royal Love, was painted on the lawn of Royal Lodge and features graffiti by the Duchess and Princesses. The painting was exhibited in London at the Masterpiece Art Fair, Chelsea in June/July 2016, and later auctioned at private dinner for a 5-figure sum. The proceeds from the sale of the painting were donated to the charity, Children in Crisis. British GQ magazine published an exclusive on the creation of the painting. In 2017, Sarah was joined by her daughter Eugenie to mark the second anniversary of the Teenage Cancer Trust Unit at Alderhay Children's Hospital. On the 25th anniversary of Children in Crisis Foundation in 2018, Sarah said that working with this charity gave her a sense of perspective and purpose during tough times. The Duchess merged her charity foundation with Street Child, an organisation run by Tom Dannett in Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and Sierra Leone, of which Sarah has become a patron, and her daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie, are the ambassadors. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?